We're told that love is life's ultimate prize, that you've won if you end up in a happy marriage. But what if that happily ever after everyone flaunts is more illusion than reality? I'm Truthenvisioned, and today I will share 2 hidden truths that make or break relationships. To the average person, relationships appear to be sunshine and rainbows. We're told that the ultimate goal in life is to end up in a happy marriage. If you achieve this, you have succeeded. That's the dream society pushes on everyone. But when you look closer, you'll notice that what many call a successful relationship is often more of an image than a reality, especially on social media. People who flaunt their perfect relationships often highlight only the good aspects, but you cannot have pros without cons. And in many cases, the cons outweigh the good. In places like America, where business often comes before relationships, the image of happiness sold to you is rarely 100% authentic. Still, don't be discouraged. There is hope. Even in a culture that prioritizes business, there is gold hidden in forgotten streams. You just need the right tools to find it. Observation and self-respect. When you strip down the image of a successful relationship, you will always find these 2 elements at the core. People often say, love takes work. And while that's true, many overcomplicate it. At its heart, all you really need is observation and self-respect. It sounds simple, but the impact is insane. Observation works like meditation. The longer you watch, the more detail you absorb. People reveal themselves without you having to pry. They can't help it. By observing, you will see their patterns, both the things you admire and things you can't stand. And once you see them, you can decide if that's something you want in your life. This ties into a psychological concept called thin slicing, introduced by Nalini Ambady and Robert Rosenthal in 1992. It suggests that people can accurately judge someone's personality and traits with minimal information, sometimes in just 5 to 10 seconds. Think about it. Within the first moments of this video, you probably already decided if you'll keep watching. This is an ability many underestimate. Here's how I use observation in my own life. When I meet someone new, I ask myself, do I want a date or a hangout? A date to me is catering to another person, almost like selling a product. A hangout, on the other hand, is neutral. It's casual, natural, and not tied to gender roles or expectations. If I choose to hang out, I usually suggest a familiar place, unless they prefer a place they're comfortable with. Then I observe. How do they talk? How do they treat strangers? Do they show patience, or do they get irritated quickly? Even the setting matters. Someone in a calm environment may act differently in a high-pressure one. People reveal themselves in subtle ways. On a date, the same principles apply, but the context is different. A date is usually imagined as a fancy restaurant. Compare that to a skate park or bowling. You feel the difference instantly. But here's the thing. Observation by itself isn't enough. You can study people all day long, but if you don't respect yourself, you will ignore the red flags that you see. That leads us to the second hidden truth: self-respect. Most people believe they have self-respect, and they probably do, but not enough of it. Respect comes in levels. Here are three I recognize. Respect as a gift. The saying, respect is earned, not given, is the lowest level in my opinion. I give respect to everyone, whether they be an old friend or a stranger. I respect them because respecting others starts with respecting yourself. Projecting respect. When you give respect freely, it carries more weight than most people realize. It shows the standard of behavior you live by. Self-respect. This has two layers: liking yourself and loving yourself. When you like yourself, you build your foundation. You start filling in your frame. But mistakes and self-doubt still creep in. On the other hand, loving yourself is absolute. It becomes impossible to doubt yourself. For example, when I only liked myself, I had some self-respect, but I always asked people for validation. I second-guessed my decisions and often let people's opinions weigh me down. Fast forward a few months, now I love myself, and my self-respect is untouchable. I rarely ask for others' approval. Of course, I still seek outside perspective sometimes because no one should stay stuck in their own ways. But compared to before, it's rare. Now, you can have both observation and self-respect, and they'll take you far. But there's something you need to understand. Some things are inevitable. Chief among them is change. Change in yourself, change in your partner, and change in life. None of it is fully within your control. The only way to avoid change is to cling so tight that love turns into obsession. But even then, change still finds its way in. Some people can adapt to it, but many can't. That's why relationships often drift apart. Not because the love wasn't real, but because one person changed in ways the other couldn't accept or grow with. Change is constant. It can show up as a positive force or a negative one. Sometimes it comes from within you, other times from your partner, and sometimes from your environment, career, or people around you. And when it does, it tests everything: your patience, commitment, and ability to grow together rather than apart. That's why so many relationships fail. People are caught chasing the image, sunshine, rainbows, and the idea of a perfect partner, without ever learning the tools that actually makes love last. Observation helps you see others clearly, beyond their words and beyond the masks they wear. Self-respect lets you see yourself clearly, to never settle, to never change, to fit into someone's category. But even with these tools, there's one reality you cannot escape: change. People grow, circumstances shift, and life moves in unexpected ways. Observation allows you to notice these changes in your partner, and self-respect gives you the clarity to know how to respond, whether to adapt, grow together, or walk away. These two principles, observation and self-respect, are what make relationships work. Even when change is inevitable, they allow you to navigate the ups and downs, the positive and negative shifts without losing yourself. That's why some relationships fail while others thrive. Not because the love isn't real, but because some people are equipped to handle the truth of change. Do you believe that observation and self-respect can make or break a relationship? Comment your thoughts below. I'm Truthenvisioned, and I will see you next time.